Yep. Good morning, everyone. So last session, we learned about all events and window objects. In window objects, we learned about window, location, navigator, document. These are the browser objects. So in browser objects, we learned about this window, location, navigator, and all. We have one more object, that is a history. It is nothing but it provides properties and methods that are used to handle current browsing history. So we can handle the current browsing history by using this. So generally, the properties and methods for working with browsing history. Current browsing history means not complete the history of browser. Only current, which page you used, last which page you used, you can access them. So it provides options like length. So it provides option like back. We have forward. And we have like go. So length is nothing but total count of pages in current history. Current browsing history. Back is nothing but previous page and next page. And go is used for specific page. Specific page. We can use go. That means just what we have to do. History dot back. We have to say history dot go. Go to some home dot html like that. We can go to specific page. Total how many pages we visited, all such information we can show here. So these days, we don't use this very much because browsers are not allowing all the history to access. Some options are there, we can try. For example, suppose I am creating some page. So here we are writing document dot write. Here total count of pages in a history. We can just access history dot length. We can define that history dot length and display. And you can see it will get the history length and it will display current how many pages are there, 1. That means current how many pages are there in the history. That depends on current browsing history. Usually what happens is, suppose it is not complete your page history. Current browsing history means, suppose we open some other page. We have like mouse 1. We have mouse 1. Some mouse 1 dot html. It will get that. We have mouse 2 dot html. something else. It will get here. We will open the current page again. Current page is nothing but, so what is the page we are having? Touch. Touch.html. Then it will say touch. Now, what is the current page? Touch demo. I will access touch demo. Now, how many pages are in history? It will get the length. That means it will show 5 pages are in history. It even allows you to go back to previous page. What you can do, we can put a button and we can add. So on click is equal to history dot back, like that. Say back, and you can see there is a back button. And when we click on the back button, it moves to the previous page in the history. Previous page means whatever the page which is present previous. We can access the previous page, the next page, total number of pages, like that. What is use of this is, sometimes you see websites. What those websites will do is, they will say that you can visit 3 pages for free. More than 3 pages, then you need to register. Then how we can count how many pages they visited? By using history.length. We can write a logic. If history.length is greater than 4 or 3, then automatically go to register. We can set logic like that. For example, you see, I'm writing a condition. Condition is if history.length is greater than 6, then what should happen? It should navigate to another page. How to navigate dynamically to any page? By using location.href. Location.href, which page? For example, is there any page called register? We will see in public. In public, suppose there is a form demo.html. So I will give that here, href // public / form demo.html. That means it will, otherwise it should display message saying that total count of pages, how many. Now you see here, total how many pages are there. Let's open here, refresh. Currently, how many pages visited? 5. I will open another page, like button. Okay. I will open another page. Another page is some key one. This will come. Now, let's go to touch demo again. When we open touch demo again, touch demo.html. Now count is, if it is greater than 6, then automatically it will go to register form. You see, we have a form demo. It navigates to that page. I haven't given any message. If I give a message, it will show. That means saying that alert. It will say that please register for more. For example, here we have a page called, in public, we have a page called form bootstrap demo, right? Form bootstrap demo, that page. Let's open touch demo now. I will access touch demo. Then it shows touch demo is not there. It is in examples. Na? Yeah, it is present in a folder called JavaScript OOP. In JavaScript OOP, we have touch demo. And when we open, it shows an alert. Please register for more. And I say, okay, then it will navigate to that form and display. It is going to navigate to that page and it is going to display. That how we know how many pages visited, that we can access by using what? History.length. History.length is used to count total number of pages and return them. That's a simple option. But remember, this is not complete your computer history. It is only current browsing history. In the current browsing history, how many pages are there that you can do? For that, we can use this history object. We can manage that object. So history object allows you to know the history length, and it can allow you to navigate to previous page, next page in the browsers. That is possible by using these methods, right? So most important members are window, location, navigator, another one document. History, so not very much in use, but few options are important. How do we know the length? How do we go to the back? All these things we can control. Right? These all comes under browser objects. Next important, we need to know about JavaScript storage. We need to know about JavaScript storage. This is very important point. So in JavaScript, advanced things, you need to know about the storage also, JavaScript storage. JavaScript storage is nothing but actually JavaScript provides various techniques to store data and access across pages. So one of main important concept is storing the data and accessing across pages. So in interviews, how they can ask this question, they can ask like how to transport data from one page to another. This is the question. In many interviews, they ask this question, how to transport data from one page to another. We already learned one technique. Can you tell what it is? We learned one technique of transporting data from one page to another. What is it? Transporting data from one page to another. We can transport data from one page to another. We learned query string. We can use query string. I told you in input, query string is defined where? Query string is defined in the URL. So actually, there are so many techniques. Number one, we can use query string. We can use local storage. We can use session storage. So local storage, session storage, and we can use like cookie. By using query string, local storage, session storage, cookies, we can store the data and make it available across requests. Actually, What is difference between them? How to use them? Generally, I will show you one example. Suppose I will add a page. So I will add a simple page, some storage. Okay. One page is search.html. Another page is result.html. In search HTML, we are designing a simple page like Google, and we have input type text. Name is search, and we have a button, paragraph, some button, that is search, and we are having some div. So we have align to center. We copied this in a form. We have that content. Now this is. Now what happens is we are not writing any logic. So when we submit the form using this button, where to submit the data, we can tell. How? By using form, have an action. Form method by default is get. When form method is get, where the data is submitted, query string. After that, it should navigate to result.html. Now we will go to result.html. In this result.html, here it is result. In a paragraph, I want to display that word, what they are searching. Then here we will use a script function body load. When body loads, body on load, that is body load. When body load, we will get document, get query selector, paragraph, inner HTML. We are displaying here. So search string. What is the search string? Location dot search. I told you last session, location dot search is used to get the query string. Which string it is, it will show. For example, see now, let's open search page. In this page, suppose we have some size 40. Now I am typing some word, some JavaScript, and click on search. It will post to another page called result. And in that result page, it will display, it is JavaScript. But it is returning entire query string. I want to return only that word. We can do that. How? Because we know string functions now. That means location dot search is a string. In that string, we will use, so that is a string. In that string, we use slice. Slice from where equal symbol comes. That means location dot search dot index of which one equal. But actually equal also included. We want +1. That means after equal. Then it is going to return only that word. That means I will go to the previous page. Here I am searching for HTML and click on search. It will take that to that page. So we are transporting data from one page to another by using what? Query string. How the query string is passed when you submit form on get request, the data will be passed as query string. How to collect query string? By using location search. Yesterday we saw location have search, which will get the query string. So we can transport data like this, but it is not safe because data is visible. Everybody can see and hack your data. But this is one technique. We can do that by using query string, right? So query string is nothing but, what is the point is, it is, query string is a key value collection, key value collection. So it appends data into browser address bar, into browser address bar. Query string is appended by using question mark. It is appended by using question mark. So it is accessed by using location dot search. Location dot search. So example here, first syntax I will give here. Some page dot html question mark key is equal to value. Location dot search. It is going to return the query string. So example, so one is, first page is, we have search.html. Search.html page is this. Second page is result.html. Result.html page is this. So we are transporting data from one page to another by using a query string. There is another technique. Another technique is we can use local storage. Every browser have a local storage. We can use that local storage. Now see here, how do we use the local storage? Second one, local storage. So how that local storage works? It is also key value collection. That means it is the memory allocated by browser. So you can store data in local storage and access from any page. You can access from any page. So it is a key value collection. It is a key value collection. We have local storage. That means we have syntactically storage dot set item. We have a key and we have a value. And the local storage dot get item. The key reference we need to define. That's what we can do. So data can be stored and can be accessed using this method. So what is another advantage is actually it is permanent storage. So it is available even after browser closed, even after browser closed. And it is accessible. It is accessible across tabs. These are actually browser tabs, across browser tabs. That's what actually local storage is. So it is a permanent storage. Available even after browser close. So let's see actually. That means only when you delete it manually, it is removed. So for example, I am creating another combination. Suppose in this storage, I will create another page, login, and another some success.html. This is success page. This is like I given as success page. And this is login page. Now, in this login page, we will take username and input type text box. Now, ID is username and we have a button login. So on login click, login click. Okay, we are writing a script and the function is login click. On login button click, we will create username variable document dot get element by ID username dot value, the text box value. After that, local storage dot set item. Here we need to define key. Key is username and value is whatever username collected from text box. After that, we need to navigate to which page? We need to navigate to success. So location dot href. Which page? Success.html. So in interviews, another question asked regularly is how to dynamically navigate from one page to another. That means, for example, you are using login screen. If username password is correct, then it will go to success page. If username password wrong, then it will go to error page. That means dynamically it is navigating to a page according to situation. We call it as dynamic navigation. How dynamic navigation happens? Through location href. Now in success page, we need to collect and display. That means we will put a paragraph, hello, and span, ID as some user. In that we want to display. That means body on load. What is it? Body load. So we will write a script here. in that function body load. On body load, we will display that detail. Actually, we have document dot get element by ID user. User is span. Inner HTML, we want to display look. This is local storage dot get item. Get item. What is the key? Key is what? Username. You have to mention the key exactly in that way. Capitalization, everything matters. We have to get the username. Now let's observe, open the login screen. That is the login screen. Right click and go to inspect. When we go to inspect, in that inspect, we can go to here a category called application category. You can see here there is a local storage option here. You can see there is local storage. Local storage coming from this IP address. That is where our project is running. For that, there is nothing here. There are default two keys, edit ID, video ID. That is nothing but those are some IDs we may used previously. I will delete them. Okay. I am deleting them. Currently empty. Now I will enter username. After that, click login. It will go to the success page and show that name. And you see local storage is created. Local storage is created. That means that value is available. Now what happens is I will copy this page and I will open in another tab. Here also that is available because local storage is available across tabs. Not only that, I close the browser. Again, I will open browser and I will access and enter. Now you can see it is still available because local storage is permanent. Even you shut down your computer, tomorrow also it is available. Next time when you open, it is still available. So data is permanent. Now important here is generally what we do, we open another browser. We are using another browser. We are using another browser. In this browser, we are trying to access that page. This is a complete different browser. We are trying to access the page in another browser. Now you can see here. So it is not available across browsers. It is not there because local storage is only for that browser. You cannot access across browser. For example, you logged in Gmail. In another tab, you open YouTube. Automatically YouTube logs in. It will not ask you to log in. Why automatically it logs in? In the previous tab, they logged in Google account. Same account is used for YouTube also. In another tab, you open Drive, it will also log in. But you open in another browser, it will ask again login. Why? Because local storage is available up to only the current window, current browser. And suppose if I want sign out, we will give option like sign out. In success page, I will give a button. I will give a button called sign out. On sign out, click, on click, on click. we have sign out. So what this function have to do is, so function sign out. This function have to delete the local storage. So local storage dot remove item. If you want to delete all, we have clear. Clear will delete all of them. Remove item means specific, because there can be more than one local storage. Remove item, which key? Username is the key. After that, alert. Alert is nothing but signed out successfully. This message should come. After signed out successfully, it should navigate to login page. So location dot what? href. Href is equal to which page? Login dot html. Now all this is important. Now I click sign out. Then automatically it will say signed out successful. Okay. Then it will go to login. Let's try to open success page directly. I will try to open success page directly. This time it is not there. It is not there because we deleted. You can open the browser debugger settings and check. Here I am checking in the area. Here I am checking in application. In that local storage is currently empty. So when I click on sign out, it should go to that page. And here you entered some name and login, it will get that name. And you click on sign out, it is removed. Automatically removed. For example, if anybody tries to open the success page directly without login, already if local storage is there, then it will directly open. If not there, it should automatically redirect to login again. Right? That means what we will do is, here I'm entering some name, login, it will get that name and display. Now, what we will do is, we will write a logic on body load. In success page, on body load, we will write a logic. Logic is nothing but if local storage dot get item, what is it? User name. And see what it is returning. It is returning string or null. Null means if it is not there. That means what we will do, if it is equal to null, means if it is not there, then location dot href, it should navigate to login dot html by saying a message saying that your session expired. So please log in. This message we are giving. Otherwise, if it is not null means not expired, still it is available, then display the message. Now you see what I am doing here. Sign out. It is signed out. Okay. After that, I entered some name. It is coming. No problem. You entered the name. It is displayed. So I will open here. I will click sign out. Sign out means it is signed out. Okay. After sign out, I will copy here another tab. Here I will access success.html. When I try to access success.html, it says your session expired. And okay, then automatically it will go to login. That means it will not load. We can hide the message screen and we can display only the alert. You can use styles, display none, display show. But here, after login successful, then we can access. You see the data is stored here. You can access across pages. You close the browser, still it is available. That means I will close. It is still available. You open again browser some other day and access the success page. Directly it is available. Until you sign out, it is available. You sign out, it is gone. This is what generally people use for maintaining the login details. When they first log in, their details are captured and that is maintained across pages until they log out. So that is the mechanism of local storage. Local storage. So we can store any type of data. It's not necessary that it is a string. We can store an object, we can store array, anything. So what are the one page to another? What is it? One is query string, another one local storage. What are the features about local storage? The features about local storage, it is permanent. It is available even when the browser is closed. It is accessible across tabs, right? That is the advantage of local storage. But sometimes security wise, we don't want to access in another tab. For example, bank applications and all, we don't want. In that case, we can use a session storage. It is similar to local storage. So, but it is not permanent. So memory is deleted automatically when browser is closed. When browser is closed, memory is deleted automatically when browser is closed. So it is not accessible. It is not accessible across browsers, across tabs. Mostly we use this for temporary transactions. So once the transaction is finished, you close the browser, it is gone. It is no longer available, right? And same syntactically concept is, here we have session storage dot set item. So key and value. And session storage dot get item and key. We have same options like session storage dot remove item, and we have key name. So the key is defined. Session storage dot clear, it will remove all. It is going to remove all of them. Same example we can implement by using session. Okay, so let's see. I am defining these options. So I am configuring this. Let's make the changes in the code. In login, instead of local storage, I am using session storage. In success, instead of local storage, we will use an session storage. So here we have session storage. Like this we are using. just changing from local to session. And see now I open that login, open inspect and go to application category. In the application category, so local storage, let's have session storage. In session storage, currently by default, some live server session is there that is related to our live server. So some default sessions will be there. Here we are entering name. And after that, so I say login. It will go and use. This time it is in session. And see now, I will copy this and try to access in next tab. And you see it is not available. Session expired. That means it is not available to access in another tab. And what is the lifespan of session? It will automatically, you sign out, it is gone, right? But if I close the browser, I close the browser and I open the browser, I open the browser, I will access success. Then it says session expired. We have to log in. Then it will go to login screen. That means once browser is closed, the memory is gone. If you want to keep temporarily their information, then you can manage using session. In majority advanced level JavaScript interviews, they ask difference between session and application. Yeah, session and local. They will ask what is difference between session storage and local storage. And query string. Query string is visible to everybody. It is not safe, easy to hack. You can bookmark. To hide your data, then you can go with the local storage session. Local is permanent. Even you shut down the system, it is available. It is not deleted until you clean your history. Delete all the history, delete all the files, then it will be gone. So session storage, it is automatically deleted when browser is closed. Browser is closed. There is another point here is actually we can also use a concept called cookies. But this cookie is not used directly with the JavaScript anywhere. We can use, but it is not great in usage directly in JavaScript. In real-time projects, we use with jQuery. Cookie is used with a concept of jQuery. But what is cookie is actually, it is a simple text document. So it can store client details and use across pages. So it is having two behaviors. One is in memory, which is removed when browser closed. And another one is persistent. Persistent means permanent. Permanently stores data. So up to specific duration. Up to specific duration. Right. That is cookies. But using cookie have a different approach usually. Directly in JavaScript, it doesn't have good concept. Means not easy to handle. Easy means it's not having more features. That's the reason people use third parties. Majority we use third parties. How actually cookie works is generally when user we want to store some value, then usually I will create another page temporarily. So this is demo.html. In this, we have some name. Input type is text. And we have a button submit. And on click. So submit click. And we are writing a script. So function submit click. On submit click, so we have a cookie. That means actually it is window.cookie. Cookie here. Actually, cookie is present in, I think, location. Navigator have cookie enabled. This is actually directly cookie is present. So cookie is not there. Just check once. Window have directly cookie element. I will just use this is a variable. I'll check once. Window cookie is there in MDN. I'll check. Generally, we use library. Directly, we use library. This is cookie. Actually, directly document object is having right. Actually, we have a document dot cookie. Okay, document dot cookie. Here we are storing the details. That means what are the details you want to store? Some username. So is equal to some John, like this we are defined. Roughly, I'm just giving. Actually, this username comes from where? Document dot get element by ID username dot value. Like this we can access. General, this is having an ID. ID is what? Username. Okay. Usually cookie concept here is generally cookie go to inspect and in the application category. So we will find there is a cookie option also, cookies coming from this particular URL. Here you are entering some name and click on submit. So that means on submit. So we have cookie not created. Some reference names will be there. Let's check. This cookie have a property. It is a string. Is equal to some username. Already stored, right? This is cookie is their username. It's not refreshed previously. Okay. What we will do here, so we will give username is equal to plus what is it? Document dot get element by id. What is it? Username dot value. Okay. Now you see here, I am deleting these cookies. Okay. Currently, we are entering the name. Some name is some Sam like this, and click on submit. It is submitted. Once you refresh, you can see when I refresh that Sam is there. That means a cookie is created with the key username, and in that the value is stored. What is the point about cookie is cookie can be kept for several days. That means you can put 2 days, 3 days, 4 days like that. After 2 days, automatically it will delete. You can put time, you can put date for cookie. But another point is cookie can be accessed from any browser also. Any another browser also can access the cookie. But every browser have cookies enabled, disabled. Yesterday I showed you how to verify cookie enabled or not by using navigator.cookie enabled. Another point, the dangerous about cookies may be infected with virus. If cookies are infected with virus, then accessing means using cookies will have virus infection in your computer. That is the reason for security purpose. These days, every website asks, do you want to allow cookies or no? When you try to open a website, how to access the cookies? That means I just stored a cookie. After that, what we do? So we say location dot href. We are going to some success.html page. Then after you entered something and click on submit, so then it will go to that page and display. But there we are using local storage, right? It navigates to another page. In that page, we can collect the cookie and use. How we can collect the cookie? So usually this document.cookie, I will not use success. I will use another page, welcome.html. This is welcome.html page. Welcome.html page. So when user selects, enters, welcome.html should come. Now you see I am entering the demo page, enter some name, and click on submit. Then you can see it is submitted and it is displayed here. It is going to login page only. Yeah? Let's refresh. Demo HTML, some name, and submit. It goes to welcome. And you can see the cookie is there. And what is the point about cookie is, so this cookie is present. I will close the browser and I will open the browser again, and I will open and access it here. It is, so let's go to the inspect, and in the inspect we go to application. In the application category, we will see here in the cookies, you see the cookie is not there. Why cookie is not there? Because we haven't given expiry. Then automatically when browser closed, it will expire. For cookie, we can give expiry. When it should expire, we can mention date, time. How we can mention date, time? Usually, when you create cookie here, this cookie, after giving the cookie name and all, you can have another option. That means plus. We can use a semicolon. That means after username. We can use expires. Expires on which date? You can put the date and time. You know how to put the date and time, year, month, day, and all this. So that means 2023, some zero, some 06. So then 25, like this. You can set the time, suppose 11:30 a.m., something like this. Usually what is this means is it will automatically expire after that particular day. Till that moment, it will be there. Is it compulsory? Not compulsory, because somebody may delete your history. When anybody deletes history, cookies also deleted. If cookies are deleted along with history, even you mention 2 days, it will delete immediately. That means it's not guarantee that it will stay until that day. That depends on whether his machine cleaned cookies or not. If his machine is cleaned cookies, then it will not be there. So cookies have two behavior. Cookie have temporary and cookie have permanent. This is a simple example actually for cookie. So syntax, we have document dot cookie is equal to, so some key and equal to value, and expires is equal to some date and time. Date time you have to define in this way. So we can configure that. But example I will give you, demo.html. In demo.html, this is the code. But working with cookie in this way is a very risky manner. That is the reason people majority use third-party libraries, because they provide simple methods, options for accessing and using. Suppose you are learning Angular, React, jQuery. In every technology, there is a separate cookie library. We can download that library and we can use cookies. Directly in JavaScript also we can do. But out of 100%, we don't prefer this. We always prefer working with third parties, right? So how data can be stored in your browser? How we can access the data and use across pages? For that, we have local storage. Next, important. So after understanding the local storage, we should know JavaScript AJAX. JavaScript AJAX. Actually, people don't learn AJAX in JavaScript. Generally, people learn AJAX in jQuery, majority. But we are discussing in JavaScript so that we will have an idea in JavaScript also. But in real-time projects, directly JavaScript is not used everywhere. Already I told you, right? Majority of projects use what? jQuery, React, Angular, Vue-like technologies. But language for them is JavaScript. So directly JavaScript also can handle AJAX. What is actually AJAX is asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Asynchronous JavaScript and XML. Actually, it is used to enable partial postback. So that means you can load new details to page, new details into page without reloading the page. You can submit specific portion of page using AJAX. That is the main concept of AJAX. That means it improves the performance of application, performance of application. That means generally we already used this Ajax methods internally. For example, we used fetch. Fetch is a promise. Actually, fetch also belongs to Ajax. Already I told you now, promise means asynchronous. Promise is already asynchronous. That means already we know Ajax. So we used an Ajax method called fetch. And what is that is doing? It is fetching data from API and it is loading the data. That you can do in another way also. JavaScript have its own original way. Actually, fetch also belongs to JavaScript. Fetch also belongs to the same JavaScript. We can use this also, both possible. Now, how JavaScript Ajax is handled? So it is managed by using XML HTTP request object. It is handled by using XML HTTP request object. XML HTTP request object. This object is going to manage the Ajax. That is important. So how this object works, that means how we can manage. What is the main concept? Without loading the complete page, you can load specific portion of page. That is seen in several websites actually. Suppose you see, I'm using some Crick info. This is Cricket website. When I open this Crick info, what happens in this Crick info here? You can see in Crick info, it is showing here some live scores may be happening. Means some live cricket matches are happening. If live cricket matches are happening, you can observe what happens is, if any live match is happening, only this part will be refreshing. New score will be coming. Actually, to get new details, entire page should load. That means if you want to do some modification in page and you want to see the modification, what you will do? You will refresh. When you refresh, what will happen? Entire page refresh. But here entire page will not refresh. Only that part will refresh. Only that area will refresh. What is advantage? Improves the performance. You don't need to load everything again. If I have to update the score here and I have to load all these again, it will take time. So without reloading the page, we can send new details to the page. That is the ability of Ajax. And JavaScript can handle Ajax by using this XML HTTP request object. For example, see how this works. I will show you the difference, how it is going to handle. Suppose I will use Ajax demo.html. Here I am adding one option. For example, I am designing a page. Suppose in our data folder, there is a file called help.txt. There is a text document. Here we are typing something Ajax. So here we are typing asynchronous JavaScript and XML. So enables partial postback, loads new content that is the document, and put a paragraph. What should happen is whenever user clicks the help button, the text content should come. That means we need to access data from a file and should load here. That means we need to access data from some text document and we should load here. And when it is doing that, entire page should not load. Entire page should not load. I will put here a container. Let's show you div. Okay, for this div, I will just keep a help here. Another div. This is Ajax area. Okay, so I will put a style, background color, some yellow, something like this. This is the Ajax area and the height as some 200 pixel. 100 pixel. Okay, this is Ajax area. Because data will load, I will just keep 150, fine. So padding is some 20 pixel. So this is the Ajax area. Above Ajax area, I will keep another heading. This is the page name. So Ajax like demo page. That is some demo page. And here, so I will put a paragraph. And here I will display some ID as some time. Okay, body on load, body load. On body load, we will write a script. So function body load. When body loads, we will create new date and we will document get element by ID is time dot inner HTML last accessed on that particular date and time. That means we will use now dot to local time string. I'm just using it. That means it will show that page last accessed on this particular time. Now, when I click this button, it should bring some new content and display. But this time should not change. If time is changing, that means entire page is loading. Without time changing, new details is coming. That means page is not loading. Without loading the page, how you can get new details to page? That is the ability of Ajax. That is good. That means all content will not load. For example, you are using Facebook. You are loading posts. Some posts already loaded above. Some new posts are below. Now what happens when new posts are loading? Will it load the old posts above again? No, they are already present. Only new posts are added. Right? To load a new post, if it has to load entire screen again, it will take time. Only new posts are added. That is what Ajax is. Everywhere these days, we have to use Ajax. Now, how to write that? Simple here. Now we will write the Ajax request. For that, so many things you have to learn. Actually, on this button click, this ID, I will give container. ID is container. Okay. Now I will write a function on click. On click is get help. Okay. So this function we will write get help. How we can get information from any file? First, we have to create HTTP. You can give any name. It is an XML HTTP request object. We have to create an XML HTTP request object. Now, this object is an Ajax object. Remember, it can even fetch data from API. Fake store, NASA API. We used fetch. Instead of fetch, we use this. These days, we don't use this directly because fetch is better. Fetch is simple. So this has a lot of things again. What we have to do is http dot open. Open is a method. Open method tells from where to fetch dot slash data slash, and it is help dot txt. If it is fake store, URL, complete URL we will do. I will show you that also. After mentioning, we have to send this request, http dot send. Send will execute the request. Open tells what is the path, and send is going to execute the method. After executing the method, response will come. Who will collect that response? The response coming from that file. For that, we need an event. We need an event called http have event listener. How to add event listener? We have an event listener called on ready state change. On ready state change is a function. What this function will do is, this function is going to execute and get the data coming from here. On ready state change is an function which will collect the response coming from this particular file. Right now, what we have to do is actually this indicates response. It executes, but after executing, there will be 4 status. What is the 4 status? Actually, we have ready state. Ready state contains 0. 0 means pending. That is actually initial state. So we have 1. 1 means request sent. Request is sent. 2. 2 means request processed. Processed. And 3. 3 means request completed. Request processed. After processed, it is success, completed. After that, 4. 4 means what? Response ready. Ready. That means when you can get the data, when you can get the data and display the data, when response is ready. When response is ready, you can get. Before response is ready, there are so many status. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. That means now what we have to do is, we need to write a function. That means now here we have to write a logic. What is the logic? Logic is nothing but these I will give you in the note. I will show you that. So here we have to just write a condition. If http dot ready state is equal to how much? 4. If ready state is 4, then whatever response text comes, we should display in paragraph. Document dot get element by ID. What it is? Container inner HTML. We have to get http dot response text. We need to get the response text and apply. This is the process we need to follow. That means when the button is clicked, it will create an XML HTTP request. It will open that request. It will send that request. It will process that request. It will get the response and it will send the response and display here. And you see now, when I click on get help, it should get the data and display. Some problem? What is that problem? Method and all we written correctly. Some problem is, it is taking 2 arguments. Two arguments are required, only one is present. Where is it? One more option is there. Actually, this open contains another option, true. That means we need to define that option true. True indicates asynchronously execution, right? One is what is the path and asynchronous. True indicates asynchronous. That is a Boolean value required. Now I will click on this and help. It should get that and display. Not a valid. Let's see. File is correctly there. Storage, in storage data, help.txt. Let's check once. Path is correct. Fail to open this particular path. Let's check that here. So open is expecting. So what is that? Method is missing here. That means method, is it get method or post? Which method we have to use? Get. Get method dot slash data slash, what is it? Help.txt. Another one, Boolean is what? True. Okay. We are missing with method. So now you see it is going to fetch the data and display. Accessing the data from that particular file and display. I will do one thing now. First, what I will do here is, you see now, refresh the page. We can display exactly how it is in file. For that, what you can do, instead of using a paragraph, you can use a you learn pre tag na? We can use pre-formatted text, right? Now see what happens here. I will put in a break, BR, okay. Now see, currently refresh. Page is loaded at what time? 43:36. Then what I am doing, I am waiting for some time. That means currently the time is a few seconds already happened, right? And I am clicking on this help button. When I click on help button, automatically you can see data comes. Data comes, but time is not changing. Without changing the time, data is coming. Means what? That means it is loading the new content into the page without reloading the page. That means only this part is loaded. This part is loaded. That's what actually Ajax can do. That means I will refresh the page. Actually refresh the page. You see this is 34, 44, 34. But when I click on this help, the new content will come, but it is not going to change the time. Because time change will happen only when page refreshes. Without refreshing, this new content is added. That is done by using Ajax. So Ajax have so many things here. Syntactically, what to write? Where HTTP is equal to new XML HTTP request. Now HTTP have open method. It expects method, it expects URL, and it expects async. Async is Boolean. Async is Boolean. HTTP send. Then HTTP have a on ready state change. Is a function. And it have HTTP have ready state. Ready state is having so 0 a different state. Ready state is having some options. What are those? 0, this is initial. So 1 is sending. You can say 2 as sent. and 3 as processed, and 4 as ready. Ready is nothing but which ready? Response is ready, just rough. Initial, sending, send, processed, and ready. Now we have HTTP dot response text and HTTP dot response XML will be there. If data is coming in XML form, we use XML. Earlier, we used to use that, but these days, data always comes in which form? JSON. That means whatever comes in a string form, we have to convert into JSON and then use it, right? So we can use this for any kind of data, whatever data is coming from different APIs. For example, we want to fetch data from a JSON file or from any API. All the concept is same. For example, here you see, actually, there is in data, there is users JSON file. There are user names, right? Now what we do, our product JSON file, only product details are present, right? If you want to access any of this, then what you should do? So we need to just put a logic here on, I will put another button. So in this button on click is get data. Get data is a function. This is get data something. Now what we will do is we will make this XML HTTP request outside so that we can access anywhere. Means globally we are declaring. So we will write another function. What is it? Get data. On this function, what is the data we need to get? That means what we will do, we will use http.open. Method is get. What is dot data slash, that is product.json, and a boolean true. After that, http.send. Then http.onReady state change is a function. If http.ready state is equal to 4, then what to do? We need to get document.get element by ID container. Container.inner HTML is equal to, but it is a JSON file. Generally, what we can do is we can do like this. We can put where product is equal to JSON.parse. That means it will convert a string into JSON. JSON.parse, which string? HTTP.response text. Whatever HTTP response text comes, because you are getting from JSON, it will get it in a string style. That string is again converted into JSON and it is kept in this. Now how to access, product dot, we can access these properties, title, price, features. That means what I will do, product dot what? Title. I'm just accessing title. Now you can access all details. So you see now, when I click on, so you click on help, then it will get the help data. And I click on get data, it will get that data and display. We are accessing from a JSON and we are displaying. Right? Actually, how we done this earlier, fetch. Fetch is more better. You don't need this much lengthy. That is the reason majority of people who learned JavaScript, they don't know this. They don't know this. So that means majority of people who know JavaScript, they don't know how to write Ajax with JavaScript. Right? They know methods like fetch, or they know alternatively by using jQuery, Angular, React. That's what in companies people do. Directly working with JavaScript Ajax, very rarely people do. This is also just important to you. That's the reason I showed you. But in reality, in companies, you will not use this much. You will use fetch, you will use jQuery or other techniques, right? So this is the basic of how we can fetch the data. This is example. Now, you know, if an array is coming, how to iterate and access, how to present. Now try to present products coming from fake store. Products coming from fake store. Try to present. Just only this you have to change and create one array of products and store the JSON parse. Right? Then present that using loops, iterations we can present. That means now this is an object. If it is an array, you can use map method. You can read all of them and you can display. Right? That is general thing you need to implement. Right? I will copy this example. You have to try. This is how JavaScript uses AJAX. Right? Now we will see another important is how now jQuery works. How the jQuery works. Because in reality, companies either use jQuery or Angular or React or Vue, some technologies are there. But jQuery is a very simple thing for people who finish complete JavaScript. Why? Because it is a library. Already JavaScript, whatever you learned, you implement there. But what is the main slogan of jQuery is write less, do more. Write less, do more. That means earlier in JavaScript, you write 10 lines. Now one line is enough. You will see the difference. Once we start using, you will see the difference. Now, how this jQuery works, that we will see tomorrow. Right? In tomorrow's session, we will discuss about jQuery. Right? Then we can go backend also and integrate with backend. Okay. Tomorrow we'll continue. Right.